We're going off to recover a DC3 engine. Keep on watching now. So we have a bit of a situation and that puts us in jeopardy a little bit. 3rd of July 1963, Flight 441 came up here. Out of the way, Dave! There is the second engine. It was a really early and cold start to what was going to become an epic day. Well, good morning folks, so we're off on another adventure. Let me introduce you to the team. So I'm Dave.
Steve. I'm Grant.
David.
I'm Philip.
And we're going off to recover a DC3 engine. Keep on watching now. Okay, so we've just come up onto Thompson's track and now we're heading up. So we're just at the junction where the Thompson's track then connects with the north-south track. How's it going folks? So we have a bit of a situation. Grant is actually 72, 73 and he's feeling it.
We'll take your pack and we'll see for a while and make another call. And
decisions are being made at the moment and we're just trying to make this last as long as we can with Grant. He really should be at site. This is his dream, his baby. Carry on watching now and we'll see what develops. This is the slip on the Karitatahi track that's been talked about and looks doable. On the 3rd of July 1963, Flight 441 came up here. It was supposed to be on the other side of the Kaimai summit and I think it's hit somewhere about where you can see that rock face is, because they blew the rock face up in order to get the rocks to drop down on top of it to try to cover it up 1 year later. So the plane would have come through here. It was fighting against, we understand, around about 75 knot winds. The winds were coming in from the east, so from the Bay of Plenty side up and over, and of course that was creating a massive downdraft. And the DC3 Flight 441 was trying to come up through here. The wreckage was found in full throttle, so the pilots actually knew that they were in trouble, but they weren't able to throttle up enough to clear the summit. And sadly, 3 crew and 20 passengers died in what is New Zealand's worst internal aircraft disaster. And so we're just here now to pull out the DC3 engine that we found just 15 months ago, and hopefully the rear tyre as well.
Dave, are you able to take a photo off your video?
Yeah. Just after we come down, we find the first piece. Very large wing section. So So that's the starboard wing and the light well. we were really pleasantly surprised to find the rear tyre really intact. It's actually, you can read the words Goodyear on it quite easily. There is a rupture underneath it, which is probably created when it crashed. Here we have the horizontal stabiliser and the vertical stabiliser from the rear of the plane. And yeah, and here are the words ER from the word Skyliner. Back in March 2022, me and the boys found one of the engines. So this is the Pratt Whitney DC3. There's two of them on the Skyliner. It's a radial piston engine. There was something like about almost 174 of these made, and we set about to dig the jolly thing out in order to get it ready for the helicopter to come and pick it up. So the Jet Ranger has a lifting capacity around about 400 kgs, and sadly it just was not powerful enough to be able to lift this out, and so it went off to do some deliveries for the field days, whilst we had another 2 hours to further dig the engine out, and had another little bit of an exploration as well around the site. What we were able to do though, however, was to roll out the rear wheel and put that in a urea bag and get that ready for when the Jet Ranger came back, because it should be able to lift that one out. Had a little bit of time to explore while we're waiting for the chopper, and David reckons he's found the other engine. Oh, wow. It's there. Elves? There it is. There it is, folks. There is the second engine. So 2 hours later, the Jet Ranger came back and had another go at lifting the now completely free DC3 engine, but unfortunately it still couldn't lift it. But we took the advantage and got the wheel out. But we still had this jolly engine left, so we're going to need to get a Gruntier helicopter, which will be the Squirrel, to take this out. What a beautiful thing this is though. How's it going, guys? So look, we had a second attempt trying to get the engine out, and it's just too heavy for the Jet Ranger, so we're going to have to get a heavier duty helicopter. But anyway, we've taken out the rear wheel, so that was at least one win. We found this engine, and we've actually found the second engine as well, so I think we're going to have to come back. So it's currently 5:20, and we're just coming out of the canyon now, and yeah, losing light rapidly. The goal tonight was to always get out onto the main Kari Tatiti track, so we can then drop down to the north-south track, and we can always do that at night. So yeah, the rest of the team's behind me. I'm just trailblazing a little bit, just so I can call out to them and they can follow my voice. Yeah, we're going to get out tonight. Unfortunately, I was supposed to go out for dinner and a show tonight, so probably not overly popular with the wife, but if you've been following me for a while, you know, she's kind of getting a little used to that. Great day, great day. How amazing is this, eh? It's wonderful. Ah, adventure. I need it. How's it going, folks? It's Dave from Outdoorsman Dave. So today we're getting in a squirrel to take out the DC3 engine from Flight 441, the ill-fated Skyliner that crashed 4K directly behind me. Now I'm at the memorial site, but on Monday, the 3rd of July, it will be the 60th anniversary for the incident that happened in 1963. So watch this space, we've got some exciting footing coming up, and don't forget to check out my channel. That's Outdoorsman Dave. We'll catch you real soon.
That's good. You'll also find I've brought up a blue stroke. You may not need that, in which case just tie it onto something and we'll slide out. But I've given you the stroke just in case.
That's why when we hit on fire, still dead below.
You're thinking, what the fuck do you got or something?
Yeah, well, we're 20 minutes.
Oh, that's good.
150 feet AGL.
And so ends 2 years worth of adventures finding and extracting these engines. Look, I really hope that this video and the other 5 or 6 that I've done beforehand serve as a record in terms of the people involved behind the scenes that won't necessarily make the front lines or get their photos in the newspaper. And of course our hearts and thoughts go out to all of those friends and family members of those that were lost in this tragic incident, and for those that were involved in the recovery mission. I hope this memorial at Tauranga serves as a place that you can reflect